Hello everyone, this is Purvangi Shukla. I am your life coach and NLP practitioner. I'm actually a very good follower of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and this session actually I'm welcoming you that if you are interested for your life, if you really look that your life is something glorious thing, if you are really being to be a very happy and having into a blissful emotions, then I would suggest that one should at least read once a Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. I'm not looking Shrimad Bhagavad Gita as a religious book, but rather I can say this is one of the finest way to understand the psychology. This is one of the finest way where you can actually introspect on your life, where you have an analysis through various other characters played in Mahabharata. And a Mahabharata where there is a Dhritrashtra Parva, there is a Parva which is called Bhishma Parva, Parva of 18th Parva, where this Srimad Bhagavad Gita told by Shri Krishna, a god, to Arjuna. I'm not here discussing with you about any religious point. I'm not here to discuss with you anything that you should follow this and that. But I'm here to discuss with you that how would you enjoy your life. While I was sitting in this lockdown process when 66 days were the best time I can say in my life, because I was sitting at myself with family, and I was having a lot of solitude time where I read a lot of books. I researched on so many points of the psychology and the human parts, and I found that why one is too much facing the painful scenarios, why people are actually facing the people those are annoyed them or irritated them, why they are discouraged and dissatisfied because of their life, and why they are not happy with their work also, and they are just working because just a few bucks of money they are getting, because now everything has been I can say judged by a money. I mean everything is being judged by um, everything is being judged by how much you earn, how much possession you have, how much bank balance you have. But real true happiness is lies within. Whatever the money or the bank balance or the materialistic possession you have, but ultimately everybody is facing the pain in their life. And pain is one of the expression of the emotions, because it is a reproduction of our thoughts, it is a reproduction of our experiences. Because whenever we have a thoughts, we do some of the actions, we actually reproductive into the emotions. It is a replica. Emotions are the replica of your thoughts. And not only that, due to your replicas, your reproduction of your feelings, you act on that, you act on your feelings, and when you are acting on that, you get the results. You that results, I can say, experiences of the life. Because nothing wrong that if you had a bad experiences, or if you had an experiences which you never thought of, but I can say the experiences taught you so many things, which I already told in my one of the session of the personal freedom in leg therapy. And if you just scroll it down, you find that session about the leg therapy. So here in this session I'm talking about the two characters, the first adhyaya of the Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. The first adhyaya of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, where it is a conversations between the Dhritrashtra, a blind mind, and a pure soul, which is who is Sanjay. Dhritrashtra asked Sanjay what my sons did and Pandu's sons did in battlefield. This is a very good question he has asked for, and if you can just go through the detailing part of the first adhyay, the first shlok, you find that introspection, it is a one kind of introspection, a blind mind who did with the pure soul, a blind mind, your body, your blind mind, your conscious mind, a blind mind who is your ego, your blind mind is in 100 kauravas, your 100 negativity, your blind mind is your, I can say, weaknesses. your disqualities, or maybe I can say ego. The body suffered from the ego of the I, and I is only the word which actually stands alone. If you can just take a vocabulary of English, you find that I only stands alone, and you are the only responsible for your actions which you did in your life, and you are only the person who is responsible for your own life, because nobody else is coming because it stands for I. If your ego, your body ego is more, then you won't be able to learn. A blind mind asked a ego or negative thoughts, ask a pure soul, what did I do in battlefield of my life? The introspection, how would you do the introspection, where I just wanted to have few lights on that. Introspection, where you do the self analysis about your thoughts, your emotions, and the life which you are living currently. And if you are facing certainly some issues in your life, then you have to really seriously look upon that, and you have to sit with your fears, you have to sit with your dissatisfaction, you have to sit with your negativity. And not only sitting, you have to sit and you have to talk to yourself that what goes on and how would you make it change. If you really wanted to do that introspection, you can do it either by do journaling, or either you can walk at night and you are just lonely and thinking about your day, thinking about your life, and talking to yourself, but what do you want from you. As if I'm talking about myself, I'm always writing into a journal. Whenever I'm getting time, I'm always writing. I'm either writing while I drive to my home, and I'm just parking my car aside, and I'm writing about my thoughts. I'm writing about my feelings, and I do self analysis. And same way, either I do a self analysis when I'm lonely at my room at night, and I do self analysis, what did I do today in my office, what did I do in my life today, what did I do in my creativity today, did I do something best job. When I do that, I always appreciate myself, I always putting myself into gratefulness that at least I'm getting a chance to do something in my life. Because it is, unless you don't support yourself, nobody else is coming to your life and supporting you. But you have to support yourself first, because as I said, you are only responsible for your own I, you are only responsible for your own ego. Same way, I'm putting this session into the three sections, three different parts, because I have a little space on my laptops, and I'm not allowed more than 20 minutes video, so I'm sorry, and I please bear me on that. So I'm putting this session into a three sections, where I'm talking about the first section is an introspectory questions to yourself. The introspectory questions are those where a Dhritrashtra, a blind mind, your body which likes a luxury, which likes to be into always rest, which likes entertainments, which likes to be a comfort zone, and it asked a pure soul which lies inside your body, a pure soul who is a king of your body, a pure soul which gives you an intuitions or solutions to your problems and the questions. Ask what my ego 100 negativity, 100 kauravas did into the battlefield. You can take your battlefield every day, you find yourself into the battlefield inside, where suppose an example, if you can ask by someone, or you know that exercise is the best way to make body healthy, and in the morning you find yourself that you do not want to wake up early because you feel sleepy yet, or you just wanted to sit with a cup of coffee or a tea, and you wanted to read a newspaper, where you have a battlefield between your body and the soul. Your soul is telling you that go, wake up and run and work for yourself, for your health. And your body is telling that I'm into my comfort zone, I do not want to move on, I do not want to work, I do not want to exercise. This is we call a battlefield between our conscious mind and unconscious mind, between our body and a soul, between our blind mind and a pure soul. So this is the section number 1 where you can introspect. What do you do? What did you do in your day? What did you do in your life? Not only that, when you are introspecting, actually you have to understand that why you are getting certain results in your life, why you have came across certain experiences in your life, because it is only you who has reproductive, who reproduct your emotions all the time. So this is a section number 1 which I am talking to you that about Dhrithrashtra and Sanjay conversations. A section number 1 where you can introspect introspectory questions asked by a body, a blind mind to a pure soul. A section number 2. Section number 2 is very good because it is depends on the 5 senses. And 5 senses where it deals with the conscious mind, because whatever the orders you are getting from your conscious mind, your 5 senses are reflecting on that. It works on that, it acts on that. So your 5 senses, like if you are having some issues with your health, or maybe that you are not supposed to enjoy right now or entertain yourself, but you need to work. At that time your 5 senses are actually begging, or maybe they are just they are just distracting you, because your conscious mind is a destructive mind. Your conscious mind is a realistic mind, a calculative mind. It always likes to enjoy, it likes always an enjoyment and the entertainment and comfort zone. So it always stops you from doing some certain things which is very good for you, and hence your conscious mind is ordered to your 5 senses that you should work this and that time. If you are in a, if you are just being just dominated by that thought process, your conscious thought process, then you become a beggar of those thoughts, and your 5 senses are being ruined by those negative thoughts, which I call the Kauravas. A Kauravas, where I can say it's from the king. It starts from the Dhritrashtra, because Dhritrashtra only have had an ego of my sons, had an ego of materialistic possessions, only had an ego about me, I, and mine. So the same way your conscious mind is always distractive to you, always they are looking for the luxury, and it always give you the calculations that you have to earn more, you must have a more profit margin. But it never gives you that when you have a more profit margin, when you are giving more to the people, then when you are charged more to the people, you have to give more, because that is the unconscious mind work. And your unconscious, your soul is a pure soul. Your pure soul is telling you that you have to work on your creativity, you have to work on your productivity, you have to give more than what you charged. And this is a battlefield between your 5 senses, because your 5 senses is dealing on the orders of your conscious mind. Now the section number 3 is the most important, about the positive psychology. What is a positive psychology? It's a modern term, I can say. A positive psychology being taught by us through our Munis. Positive psychology taught by our Shastras, taught by our Vedas and Shrimad Bhagavad Gita as well. I'm not here more boasting on my Hinduism part, but I'm more boasting on the part of the psychology. A psychology which has been termed, researched by now a scientist, a positive psychology. But positive psychology is always there in this world. We are being distracted by so many Western world and the Western mental health. And we found that only materialistic possessions, only the possessions where we are actually living a luxurious life, we are using ACs and fans when we are actually facing heatness, and we are actually not thinking beyond the level of earning money. We actually suppress our creativity. That time your positive psychology is suppressed by your soul. Your soul has been crushed, and your body wins the battlefield of the Mahabharata, which goes inside. Because as being a human, if you are having a selfishness nature, if you put your selfishness aside, if you are putting your ego aside, and if you do any of your work, any of your action, any of your karma which has been beneficial, helpful to the people of this world, you will be able to understand that you are into automatically turns your psychology into the positive psychology. Why are we facing a negative psychology nowadays? Because we are most of the time into the fear. We are most of the time into the fear of comparison and competitiveness. We are always into the fear of how to earn much and more and then what we require. We are always worried about the possessions of the properties, possessions of the bank balance, possessions of the name we owned, and we are always into the possessions of our ego, and hence we always lose our positive psychology. When you lose your positive psychology, as our emotions are the reproductions of our thoughts and your actions are the replicas of your emotions, you find yourself into the most negative version of yourself, where the battlefield of the Mahabharata came, where the Shrimad Bhagavad Gita tells you that you have to win upon your 100 negativities, 100 kauravas, and there is an ultimate win between the five senses and upon your 100 negativity when you actually deal with your positive psychology. When you deal with your positivity comes with the positive work, a work which you do without any selfish point, which you do by putting aside your ego. So as I putting this three sections in this session, and another two sessions which I am going to conduct in another of my video, where you can just log into there, or maybe you just click on that. You may ask me questions about that, and you can email me on my info@purvangichukla.com. Have a nice day and a great life ahead. Thank you so much.